So anyways. Whoa, what is this? Okay, I hope, this map is horrible, man. I don't know how many times I need to bring it up, how many times I need to mention it. But I don't think we need pawns on Arabia. I mean, sure, we've got some big woodline Arabias as well. But this is, I mean, imagine thinking you had back woodlines and seeing pawns. Like, you're not Japanese, man. You can't fish. Anyways, I got real excited for a moment because I would like for shout out to Hardy. I forgot to record the first like 30 seconds. I don't know what Hardy's going to have to do with that, but shout out to Hardy for dealing with this later on if this hits YouTube. I want Yo to go trash rush, man. His map is crap, and that rhymes. He did it to me many months ago, and Lithuanians are quite good at it. So we'll see what he ends up doing. But anyways, Lithuanians start with 150 extra food. That leads to them having the potential to go up to the feudal age a bit faster than other civilizations. Their trash units, like skirmishers, spearmen, move around faster, which is kind of part of the strategy that I mentioned. And then also, they have awesome knights as well. So you could also just go for scouts and trying to get into knights. But the whole scout approach normally relies on the potential for walls later on, and everything is just so forward here. To be fair, the map is also quite exposed for MBL, and he also has pawns. But MBL's got much better... he's got a much better woodline to work with at the start. I suppose Yo has it, but yeah, it's just not going to be quite as good. Now, we are spoiled these days. I will recognize that. You know, back in the day, the map generations were not as balanced, not as fair, etc. But I'm not even saying I don't like open maps. I'm just saying I don't like unnecessarily annoying maps. And I don't think the pawns bring any value. But if anyone out there thinks the pawns bring value, please let me know why. And we don't have to agree on everything. That's completely fine. Now, this is the second game in a row I've watched Yo. He beat Nikov. He then beat MBL. Obviously, this is now his third game we've watched. And his second game against MBL. But all the games, he's pushing every single deer. He's going to do the same here. And he's going to drop the barracks, and he's going to go for militia. So apparently the trash forward is reserved for plebs like me. Because I have not been able to cast him doing that. It's only been... well, I did cast it, but it was a game that I played. The pawns have aesthetic value. Well, why not put them in the corners then? Like where it's... like this is... this doesn't bother me. But when you only have like 15 trees on a woodline, that is when it becomes a bit of a problem, I guess. But yeah, I think the response that I was given, as Yo goes out to find the enemy, and this is just because of his greed, he doesn't know where the guy is. And MBL spotted the bear. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Oh, did he spot that? Did he actually notice it? He went to the right, and he saw it again. I think he actually noticed that. We'll speed up. MBO should know this pressure is coming now. And he's going to drop his barracks, and it looks like he was heading towards feudal age. Okay, so I like pawns in Arabia. It makes the map feel more grounded, though I agree that letting them spawn in woodlines around your base is a bit harsh. Well, I think double pond. I think we could all agree that maybe having double pond might be a little excessive. Possibly, maybe. But okay, that's fair. Putting them in the corners makes it too symmetric, hence too unnatural. Okay. So it's about the naturalness. You don't want that to be ruined. Got it. Here comes the drush from Yo, by the way. Yo is clicked up behind this? And wow, MBL is just like, you know what? This guy's going to delay his feudal age. So I'm going to make 2 militia too. But the timing on this is way off for MBL. Yo obviously hasn't killed anything yet. But Yo using the extra food that he pushed in and started with to go up. Yo's got some fancy schmancy builds today, man. This might be like drush into scouts, which is not something you normally see, but it does kind of look like that's what he'll go for here. 18 vil up after making 2 militia. Keep in mind the barracks goes up before the mill, so you didn't even take your berries. You could probably only do this with Lithuanians. And look at Yo now. Just as casual as you like, just drop some palisades. He's like, nope, nope, you're not going to do damage. Have fun with that. MBL's going to see that uptime, and MBL's going to be like, what is happening here? MBL's not going to believe that because it just doesn't feel like it's real. It's not something you typically see. A pre-mill. For those of you that are like, whatever, it's not a big deal. You probably just don't know exactly like what's typically possible in the meta, blah, blah, blah. A pre-mill drush. He's taking out houses now. Into scouts. He's creating his next scout, and we're not even in 10 minutes yet. Wow. Holy crap, yo. And it's also like, sometimes with these really fast uptimes, you have to be on one lumber camp, and you don't have good economic long-term wood eco. But he actually has 2 lumber camps as well, with 10 on wood. Like, everything's pretty much perfect, except for the fact that his eco upgrades are a little delayed. MBL has had to circle all the way home now to try and deal with the pressure that's taken out 2 houses from him. He obviously had to remake 2 houses so he wouldn't get pop capped. Wow. Like, it just feels like MBL's so far behind right now. He obviously may or may not be. We'll see what the scouts do. MBL did see the stable, so MBL should be able to keep his villagers protected. And if so, the Sicilian eco starts to feel stronger than the Lithuanian eco from here on out. And that's because their farms have more food on them. Actually, you shouldn't feel it now. You really start to feel it when your farms would normally need to be reseeded. So we're talking like early castle. Uh-oh. That's an exposed villager. That's what this type of pressure does. You've just got small armies all over the place. And you're still making vills all the time. And MBL tries to save this villager. But unfortunately for him, she dies. And now the militia are in. But some of that could have been intentional from him because he wants to fight this off. Anyways, again, Yo's eco looks good. He does not have his wood upgrade yet, which is what you would normally want to have off a scout build. But my goodness. Obviously, he'll kill the militia like it's nothing. I think MBL's a little shell-shocked here. Just a little bit. As we now have 4 scouts arriving. 4 scouts arriving. Remember, Sicilians resist bonus damage. They don't do more bonus damage. So that spearman should be an easy pick-off here for Yo if he wishes to take it. MBL is obviously making some more spears. Wow, what a fun game. An archer range now from Yo, so he could maybe mix in some archers or skirms. It's important, guys. So a lot of people want to go into these games and they're like, okay, scouts into skirms. That's what I'm going to do. But it all depends on the situation, right? Because if you were to go heavy on skirms here, even though skirms are good with your civ, as Yo gets a little doink, your opponent has a stable. And then your skirms would be exposed. So realistically, what Yo has to do, and he has done, is go to gold. And not make skirms, but instead make archers. But yeah, Yo is just... This is such a clean, crisp build out of nowhere. Virtually flawless if he gets his wood upgrade around now. Because I think it might just not have been possible for him to make all the scouts that he wanted off that crazy uptime if he had gotten that. Now here comes MBL with the counterattack. We call MBL the cockroach of AoE because he's so good at staying alive in situations where most would die. And actually, that's a very nice find because he will kill the Vill, but then also he delays a house which needed to go up for Yo. So now things are starting to fall apart a little bit for Yo, who didn't really feel like quick-walling there. He wanted to use his APM on the army and everything else in his base. But in the end, he might lose another Vill, actually. He will lose another Vill. And MBL gets away. Great job, MBL. Obviously, MBL is going to have more scouts out. Now Yo should probably think about making more spearmen. Love how active this feudal age has been. That could be a pickoff if Yo's paying attention. Got some weak ones in there. And look at that farming eco for MBL now. So you've got like almost 300 food on all those farms. Yo's got about like 150 food. Now, obviously, they were placed at different times, but still. This is where the woodline conversation is a problem. Like, I mentioned it at the start, but this is where wood lines like this could lose you games. MBL getting pop capped. Surprise, surprise. MBL known for getting housed. Fixes that problem there, though. Yo was initially going to run with that Vil, then thought better of it because the Spearman's there, and yep. And here you've just got a couple Spearmen boinking each other. As the Scouts come in, and the Scouts took out 1 or 2 Spearmen, I can't really tell. A lot of these are one hit away from death, though. And MBL realizes that his Spearman's going to win the fight, but there's more Spearmen around. MBL runs away. These Scouts take out a Spearman, lose 1 Scout in the process. Still run around. 9 seconds of TC idle time for Yo, 18 seconds for MBL throughout this. Their TCs have been pumping out villagers almost non-stop as Yo goes boink, gets another one, loses most of his Scouts, though. This is a great game. This is so nice. MBL's getting bloodlines for 5 Scouts. Where are those 5 Scouts? Feels a little preemptive for bloodlines. But it is obviously a nice upgrade if you want Scouts, and it's going to make it that much harder for Spearmen to kill your Scouts. Did MBL scout that range at all? He didn't. He did, actually. Fortunately for him, he's taking the back gold. Good call. Here's Yo's point of view. So this is going to get real dicey. Now, in the best games, you have both players do similar amounts of damage. I'm excited to see what happens here. Yo is clearly thinking about towers in the long term. Or maybe even leitis in the long term. He's being sneaky about this, isn't he? Oh, man. MBL's not going to notice this. MBL will lose these 3 villagers. Yo's being so sneaky about that. And now MBL's forced to run away. Your only choice here is to really run with those Vils. Because they're going to die anyways. I guess you could just drop off the gold and accept they're going to die. But yeah, he tries to run. See what he can save. And now he's going to feel so much pressure to do more damage. And he could maybe do that damage because he has bloodlines and because he has an archer here. And there could be more to take out the Spearman. But is it enough? If he had like 3 archers right now, MBL clears the whole gold. MBL takes the fight. I think he's forcing a fight he shouldn't be taking. Obviously, a lot of that is also due to the fact that he's still dealing with this pressure. So it's not like he was always, like, it's not like he chose to take that fight in the way he did. He was distracted, and Yo is going to go. He's still fully open. He's still got gaps everywhere. Gap here, gap here, gap here, gap here, gap here. Look at the gaps. It's not a wood line anymore. It's a pond. But yeah, you can drop a castle in the next stage and make leitis, which is an insane unique unit. And Yo, who has just been mopping up everyone he plays against in these ranked games here, is probably going to do so here as well. I'm so impressed with how Yo has played this game. Like, MBL has not had a bad game. Now, MBL is going to go full feudal. He knows that his opponent could be up. So he's now ramping up with a lot of feudal age army. But he would pretty much need to deny the castle, I think. Because the Lithuanian unique unit is very hard to stop. I think it's got the highest damage per second of any unique unit, at least in Castle Age. I don't know if there's a point where that changes. And truthfully, there have possibly been a few nerfs that I forget, but what do you want? Well, you want to get relics with this civilization, so there's the monastery from Yo. He's still got just enough feudal age army to hold this. Like, that's what's insane about this. Just enough. This villager can build the monastery. He knows it. It's not even a problem. Now he takes the fight. Now MBL's like, oh my god, I'm going to kill the villager. And then what do you know? There's a castle here, MBL. You can't kill the villager. Now MBL's like, well, crap. So the castle goes up. Monastery will go up. leitis will come out. He is in a somewhat fragile state with his resources floating, but I don't think you need that many knights or leitis to engage against scouts and archers. You can see the scouts here from MBL. You can see how good a knight is. Mira, I think of the unique unit, the leitis has the highest damage per second. I think so, but I forget if that's like all the time or if that's only elite versions. Again, apologies because it's a statement that's true, but it might depend on the situation. So, like there goes Yo, already trying to get the relics. Of course, you get +1 attack on your cav per relic. That combined with the 13 base attack and the +1 you already have from forging is going to make this pretty darn strong. MBL splitting off his scouts so he can distract Yo and kill some vills. But Yo might not even lose a villager here, honestly. I think he will because MBL's focusing down that one. MBL's on the way to the next stage. Drop the dungeon at home, which keeps him protected. He's still adding archers. And the worry for MBL is just how do you stop the leitis? And how do you stop Yo from making another castle? I think before that, though, Yo will need another wood line to town center, but I don't even know where. Here. Maybe. Here? I guess that's your best bet. Okay. Again, 1 relic for Yo. I want to see what else he has scouted right now. Oh, is this a scout that he saved to scout the rest of the map? It is. He sees this, this, and this. So good. Playing so good. Good job from MBL, though. He does not want those relics to be brought in. So it's worth it to sacrifice a couple scouts there for sure. And he will see the second town center, and he'll be thankful that the Sicilians can build their town centers a lot faster, because he might want a second one soon. MBL abandons many farms, has to drop quick walls on the wood line. Look how fast that palisade wall goes down. MBL simply adds another one as he gets crossbow and bodcanero. And now here come the leitis. Now they do not have +2 armor yet, which you're really going to want against the crossbowmen. But if they ever jump on top of these things, they're going to wreck them. There's no doubt Yo gets that relic and probably 1 or 2 more. I would say it's likely that Yo gets 3 relics. Yep. Yo's economy is still looking strong. There goes MBL. Now, he saved some stone. You have 300 stone as a start with Sicilians, so you can drop a dungeon, which is more expensive than a tower, and still have stone remaining for a TC. So that's good from MBL, because he's falling a little bit behind in villagers. But it's so much harder to be the crossbow player right now than the leitis player. So much harder. Because the leitis can run away, no problem, if there's a bad situation, but the crossbows have to be on top of it all the time. MBL's going to combine monks with this force, which is probably the perfect play, just to hope to convert some of these things. It's not GG yet, Martin. MBL should definitely still be continuing to fight. Is it a really bad position? For sure, but, like, it's definitely not GG. Vill count's close. Army count's high for MBL. There's potential. But if things are played to perfection from here, yes, Yo should probably take the game. But again, in a very unique way. It's just the way he has played this game has taken advantage of like every single little thing that you could possibly want to. Always in the right position. It's like he doesn't have fog of war. You know, it's like he just knows. Here he's attacking. What he's waiting for is MBL's crossbows. He's like, where's his crossbows? Like, show me. And now he sees it, and now he knows. I don't know if you should continue to attack the farms, but live your dream. 13 plus 3 attack. That's actually amazing. Yeah, just keep taking the farms. And hey, they're Sicilian farms, so they have so much food on them as well. It's actually really annoying for MBL. That's relic number 3. Oh, man. Well, you got to be careful here if you're Yo, I think, because MBL has the monks. So at least take the monks. They'll lose some of your leitis here, but try and take the monks out of the equation. And something that should be mentioned is that leitis lack pierce armor compared to a knight. So a knight with full upgrades in castle has 4 pierce. The leitis only have 3. And so, yeah, leitis have more attack, but they do struggle a bit more against the ranged units. Okay. Yo's like, thank you for giving me a reason to leave that wood line. It kind of sucked anyways. You could go siege, or you could go skirms. Siege is a lot easier because you don't need upgrades on it. But obviously it's a lot slower than something like skirms. Even this town center just seems so perfectly positioned and timed from Yo. MBL's not finished yet. He's going to try and go spears. He doesn't even have the pikeman upgrade just yet. Does capture age say? No, unfortunately capture age doesn't give data on how many farms the leitis have taken out. Yo's got to be a little careful here, though, because like I said, the crossbowmen, especially in a choke point like that, they are getting some great shots on the leitis. Yo only has 10 leitis now, but he is... Oh, boy. 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 He's dropping a castle there. And again, the timing looks perfect. Now, if you're Yo, you want to take the crossbows this way. Take them this way. Oh, can you imagine if he was just a little bit late with that? Leitis have run into raid and have massacred villagers, apparently. Will massacre the crossbows here as well. And again, now MBL, he has to take this fight. Looks like he's lost half of his force. But he wants to ram rush that TC. He sees that area as an area of weakness, and now he sees a castle. Like every single freaking thing MBL tries, Yo is already on top of it. And now what do you push? The barracks? Castle fire assisted Yo. Yo also had fletching for that. And it's speeding up, most likely because MBL taps out. And MBL's just like, my God, like... I didn't play a bad game. I had an alright game. It wasn't the best game ever. Played a little reactive at the start, but that is kind of standard in this matchup anyways, because Sicilians are more of a long-term bonus save. They don't have many power spikes that they can make use of. Yo's feudal age build was disgusting. The way that he didn't make too much army, but made just enough in feudal age was disgusting. The castle timing, the monastery, the leitis play was just so freaking good, man. If I try to go two militia drush into a fast feudal, I might even get the uptime, but I don't have the economy. I don't have the scout timing. If I try and like just make enough army so the all-in feudal doesn't kill me, I probably either make too much so I don't have resources for anything. My castle's not appropriately timed because I'm either missing the stone or I have like 900 stone, or I make too little feudal age army, and then I die right before I get my castle up to all the scouts and the archers. Nutty, man. That was just... I hope people can see that for what it was, and that was just brilliant Age of Empires 2. Obviously wasn't as competitive as games I like to bring to the table. This obviously shows otherwise. It was still pretty close, but man, is Yo in shape right now.